sir.
Okay.
Please switch on your
Actually,
video also, sir.
I think that the video cannot be started because there is a network problem. Okay,
Okay, sir.
then
Okay, sir. Carry on. Carry on, sir.
I
Please.
am audio.
Thank you.
Okay. Actually, I think there are 8 more presenters in this session. Okay,
Right.
and that is why I am trying to sort my lecture as it is possible to make it short. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay,
Oh,
sir. No issue.
okay. Oh, good afternoon to everyone. I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to share this session of this international. Okay.
Hello?
Before starting scheduled presentation, I like to talk little about a very simple topic, that is Bangladeshi Hindu diaspora and their socio-political participation in eastern part of India. This is very, and I am not going to make it elaborate. There are 4 points or 5 points in my topic. First one, the partition of India and subcontinent. Partition and independence both have enormous consequences for the social and political lives of the people in the subcontinent. In India, partition connotes national trauma, dismemberment of a nation's geopolitical body. The partition of British India did not take place just on the map, but also in the minds and on the bodies of diverse people who experienced the traumatic division through being looted, jobs lost, land seized, women being abducted, beating, and organized killing through riots and etc. All this was followed by painful and complicated aftermath, and the situations and the issues are both. And the major consequences of this partition is migration. Migration due to partition. Partition of India subcontinent had resulted in a massive both-way migration. Majority of the immigrants from the then East Pakistan to eastern part of India are Hindus by religion. That is reality, and the vice versa. However, another few influxes of migrations occurred before 1971 and after. In this case, major religious riots occurred in this part of the world. The important riot against Hindus in East Bengal before and after partitions are noticed in various ways, in various medias and others. I'm not going to tell you the details, Noakhali and others. Then we should talk Bangladeshi migrants. I am entitled topic as Bangladeshi migrants. Why Bangladeshi? Bangladeshi migrants, mainly from Hindu community. They are from Hindu community and they are diasporic present. Why diasporic? The notion is very important to us. Why diasporic? Notion of Bangladesh, a nation or as a country come into existence in outer world from 1971. But that was not that. It was formed, it was framed more before than that. Here I mentioned those migrants on Bangladesh as Bangladeshi who are late migrants. Late migrants means the migrants in later part of the 20th century and still feel identity crisis in their daily livelihood as they have not originated in mainland India. I repeat the word. They are feeling identity crisis in their daily livelihood as they have not originated in mainland India. This situation may have happened to one or more generations, as most of the migrants in this period are settled in eastern part of the India, and most of them are Hindu. Religion, it is faith. And this discussion, I would like to discuss few issues related to them, but not make them religious. Here comes the concept of the diaspora. Why their diasporic nature is being considered? The spectrum of diaspora is discussed through various viewpoints. According to Safran in 1991, a community may be called diaspora when its members share several of the six features. I am not going to tell you the six features, and that will be so academic and boring, but the features of their, I am telling in one or few words that they are feeling themselves Bangal. The word is Bangal. They are feeling their connectivity, their origin, and their everything with the East Bengal. There are so many jokes by the West Bengal people about these people. You have too many lands. You have and etc. 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 But they feel till now they feel they are part of the East Bengal. Cohen in 1997 also identified a few other important features like etc. etc. But I am just explaining about or the mentioning two features: a strong ethnic group consciousness based on a common history and belief in common faith. I am telling about one in particular Hindu religious festival, that is Kozaguri Lokhi Puja. That is the after the full moon, after the Durga Puja. This was all only observed by the persons who have their origin in East Bengal. The possibility of a distinct creative enriching life in host countries with a tolerate and pluralistic view. They are tolerating, they are feeling pluralistic, but they are very much missing their origin. And that is why these are the factors and effects and etc. 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 about the diaspora. I am calling them diaspora because they all feel their origin either personally or they are feeling through the experiences they gathered from their previous generations. Then we can say that diaspora is a type of consciousness. Diaspora is a type of consciousness, refers to variety of experience, a state of mind, a sense of identity. And that is why I am telling them the Hindu diaspora of Bangladeshis. So, presence of cultural uniqueness and other factors make Bangladeshi immigrants groups in eastern part of the India a diaspora of itself. A diaspora of itself. The concentration of the Hindu diaspora actually is in West Bengal, Assam, and Tripura. These are the major parts of eastern India where they are concentrated. Now, India is a democratic country. India is a democratic country. There is a democracy, and democracy is nothing but a very much fallacy relating to voting. And we should consider the concept of Indian nationalism related to religion and politics, and politics is related to democracy, and that is related to voting. The post-independent discourse of nationalism in India starts by accommodating religion-based nationalism. Independence in India came with partition, which divided the earlier geographic and political entity of British India into two nation states on religious line, India and Pakistan. This reality carried on after the introduction of independent Bangladesh in 1971. After Nehruvian socialism, Indian politics was based on religion and caste-based issues, major parts of it in West Bengal. More than 3 decades long, left politics may or may not be based on caste politics or not. But after that, what are you seeing now? But there is a very major role of caste and caste politics in West Bengal. Symbolic political ideologies and that interclass is being common practice in Assam and other part of East India. In this situation and in voting-based democracy, it is a very interesting to observe the role of Bangladeshi Hindu diaspora. What I have said previously is very interesting and very interesting for a social scientist, whether he is a sociologist or political scientist or anything else. Then I'm going to discuss or just share my view regarding the expectation and participation of Hindu Bangladeshi diaspora in Indian socio-political society. Actually, there it cannot be completed without mentioning the pre-partition and the partition time realities. There was a very important Hindu low-caste leader in Bangladesh, Jogendranath Mondal. He was the first law minister of Pakistan, but he died in India as a refugee. The reality is that most of the immigrants, whether it is before 71 or after 71, they are of low caste. And they, for years, felt very much subjugated by the higher caste of Hindu society in Bengal. And that is why the Namashudras or the low caste of the Bangladesh or East Pakistan in the leadership of Jogendranath Mondal or they need a new nation led by the Muslims, a Pakistani. But that was a fallen dream. That was a very much heartbroken situation for them. And that is why the influx of migration continues towards India. I'm not going to tell you the statistics. I think statistics is very boring. Most of us, I think all of us who are listening in at very present time, we know about the boringness of the statistics, but this is reality. What is the reality? Reality is that As per the population statistics and the census, Hindu population in 1951 is the area of the present day Bangladesh is 22.05%. Into 1974, it was 13.50%, and in 2011, only 8.96%. And there are many projections, and so many papers are written already. So many papers are written about the projection, and that will be less than 7% in next census. I am repeating it again. In 1951, in the population in now situated Bangladesh, portion of the Bangladesh, that was 22.05%. In 1974, that is 13.50% in the population. And 2011, that was 8.96%. It is census report. And too many papers were written, and the projection is less than 7%. Maybe in 20 years, 50 years, 30 years, it will be less than 1%. But the persons, they are not vanishing. Religious riots, etc., 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 they are not vanishing themselves. Because they are coming to us. Where? Coming to us, India. This is reality. Local politics, regional politics, national politics. We can talk about anything. We can talk, we can quarrel between ourselves, but this is reality. Where are they going? Because they are concentrating in Indian land, and this is the reality. But the Indian society, Indian reality, I'm talking about East India and India, we are based on only one reality, that is voting based democracy. And the voting based democracy is very much experiencing the reality and enjoying itself. Now, these are very problems. There are very problems. Not accommodating them. The problem is not accommodating them, but problem is what they are facing. There are two types of immigrants, elites and subalterns. Elites were making themselves very easy within the elite society. Then they are automatically make themselves in-house within the capitals or capital cities, high societies, because they're coming with so many rupees or so many wealth, but most of the mass is subaltern. They are facing too many problems. They are actually living in ghettos. This is reality. Whether we are from Tripura, whether we are from West Bengal, whether we are from Assam, whether from other parts of the India, even whether we are from the New Delhi, there are so many Bangladeshis. They are living in ghettos, slums. They are not elites. They are the subalterns. But they are the mass. They are the voting power. And there lies the problem. Actually, I would like to simply tell you that think about this problem. Think differently about this problem. And that should be addressed through social scientist perspectives. Nothing but that. I am not going to present a lecture here. I am not going to present my view, but this is a problem. It should be addressed properly through social scientists, not by the politicians or others. And this is my plea to the honorable social scientists who are listening me. Now, I'm just pointing out 2 or 3 points, and, and that will conclude my lecture because my presenters are waiting. We're already taking so many time. Motuas and the Kamtapuris are the determining factors of the around 40% of the assembly seats of West Bengal. This is reality. It is true. Inception of Indian independence. Till the inception of the Indian independence, problem with the migrant Bangladeshis and indigenous people of Assam is being continued. Assam, indigenous people of Assam are still continuing their problem with migrant Bangladeshis, and that is why other Bengalis from other part of the India, they are facing the problem. This is reality. And in Tripura, actually, the extension of the people of, who are in Tripura, who are Bengali speaking, this is reality. They are from Kumila region, and they are actually making the faith of the Tripura. They are making the faith of the Tripura, but the problem with Bengali speaking people in Tripura and other indigenous people, it is well known. I'm just mentioning 3 issues. There are so many issues, and this is not a time to talk detail about that because we are in very short in time. But social scientists should talk, listen, and research much about this issue. This is my lecture, and then I am waiting for the organizers and the presenters. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful presentation, Dr. Arghya Sukul. And now I'm requesting you to chair the session, third technical session of our international webinar. Our first paper presenter